Magnus has arrived while we were looking at the standings. All players of this match have now taken their seats. I think we'll see a ceremonial first move in Magnus' game against Maxime.
Yeah, the ceremonial first move. I guess they're really intending to magnify the magnitude of this magnificent occasion. The Magnus taking on Maxime Vachier-Lagrave.
Too much, too early, David. I think a ceremonial first move will be made by Dana Riznice Ozola. I think there were also some unique things happening today in Tirana, but that's neither here nor there. Very soon this clash will be off, and Magnus, he's been playing Maxime Vachier just last weekend. That is not Dana. I overheard that in the playing hall. I'm not sure who the lady is, but she's not Dana, and we see Magnus go for D4. I was gonna say just last weekend, right before this tournament started, these two met in the finals of the Champions Chess, and Maxime had the upper hand there.
That's right, these two, of course, really familiar with each other, two good friends of the same 1990 generation, and in that clash, Maxime Vachier-Lagrave did eventually take it. It was really close, it always is, between these two. Magnus historically has had a significant lead in their head-to-head when he has the white pieces, so I think starting with white here will give him a bit of an advantage, but of course Maxime in top form recently, and I think this is one that Magnus will feel a lot of pressure needing to strike, because on the rest of the board it's going to be really close, as we saw yesterday, especially with the Offshore team. It was up and down, and especially when the nerves are jangling, there's so much at stake. Magnus will want to be the leader, firstly.
For sure, he is the only player in this match who is higher rated than his opponent. There we see the handshake, and D4 reappears on the board. I was just going to ask you, will we see Maxime's trademark Grunfeld? The answer is no.
The answer is no, and Maxime of late has switched towards the Queen's Gambits against 1D4, far less predictable. I think maybe that's kind of coincided with this upturn in form, the fact that he's become less of a kind of sitting target. He's now switching things up regularly, Maxime Vachier-Lagrave, and the Queen's Gambit is accepted, as we see with this last move. Not a real gambit, the Queen's Gambit, but White does take a couple of moves to win the ball back.
You talked just yesterday about how the Queen's Gambit accepted has become all the rage again lately.
Yeah, and it's because it leads to a lot of forcing lines back often. At the very kind of worst case scenario, has to suffer a small disadvantage. Often it's kind of a symmetrical pawn structure. Here Magnus plays not the most common move. He gives a check with the white queen. He'll regain his pawn next move no matter what. But meanwhile, Maxime Vachier-Lagrave here, he can block this check in three very sensible ways with a bishop, a knight, maybe even a pawn, and still well-known position, theoretical. I think he's just trying to steer the game, Magnus here, towards more positional waters.
Searching for a longer day. People feeling like the light has just come. We must never stop the way, yeah. Birds jumping and I hear my name, grasping into life. Life is happy but it's so insane. We must merely make a start. Savannah, I'm coming home. Savannah, we'll never be alone. Savannah, the beauty of the world. Savannah, let's all take a walk. Savannah.
And I think it was actually a big threat on the board. If Maxime hadn't done this, if he'd just been one move too slow, for example, play rook a4, White's king could sneak up, maybe to g4, also the e pawn is just running home to victory. So So this pawn needs to be blockaded. King to d7 will do that job if Magnus gives a check. Wow, which he has actually done. I was going to say there might be a disconnect now between white's two pawns. Very risky decision taken by Magnus. Maybe aware that win might be essential for his team. Because now the black king is going to be a perfect blockader.
What's his idea? Is rook c3 ever an idea? Giving up the f-pawn, or?
It's definitely an idea. Yeah, if you check, this could be fatal for black. How does black prevent this? I guess you have to push a pawn.
Yeah, and my idea was to maybe play rook b1.
Okay, switching attention towards these pawns. Yeah, suddenly everything's hanging. White's pawns will disappear, black's and corresponding pawns.
Yeah, that's my only concern. Might we see a mass liquidation here?
The other idea, would be similar to yours, but maybe b6. I don't know if this is ambitious as well. Takes pawn. At least now I break through to the 7th rank and kick away the blockading king.
I think MVL has done, as I said, a great job, because as we see now, as we play around with the position, the bar doesn't move as much. Before, a lot of the moves we tried, black was getting into big danger. So I think he's done a great job weathering the storm for now, and this would be, I think, a matter of how many questions can Magnus still ask in this game.
Yeah, I think he has to go down those paths that you mentioned, but accurate defense here should hold for black. Still very much a 2-result game. Black never really win this, but at the moment he looks favourite to draw.
Let's just see that nothing dramatic is happening in this match that we are missing.
Maybe I can just mention one